With October just ending, one of the things that I like to do is take a look at the overall stats for Twitch as a platform and compare it to some of the other platforms to see where the overall space is currently going. I think we can generally glean the most information directly from Twitch, as it is the largest platform, and it's something that I enjoy doing every single month. And so I thought, hey, why not share this kind of insight with potential people who may want to watch it as well. And with October having just wrapped up, it is currently November 1st right now, we can see that in October, the total hours watched was 1.701 billion, which represents a slight increase, 0.2%, from the previous month. Now, unfortunately, that does actually mean that it's down because of the fact that this month has, October had 31 days and September had 30. The next thing we can take a look at here is the overall average viewership. It is down 3.1% versus the previous month. Not great. The number of streams was up 2.2%, which is good. Average broadcasters down 2.7%, and the viewer ratio was down 1.2%. I do like the viewer ratio as a metric because it represents how many people are watching for every single stream that is live. When it is higher, that's better. When it is lower, that's less good. Now, how does this compare to previous months? I think Twitch Tracker does a really good job of actually showing that directly. So here's viewers. We can take a look at this little chart here on the side, and you'll see right here, October, 2.29 million puts it below 2020. It puts it below 2021. It puts it below 2022. Puts it below 2023. So we have effectively erased most of the gains for the last 3 years to now get us under in terms of the number of average people who are currently watching on site. We can take a look at some other stats here. Watch time is probably the best one for comparison's sake. And again, you'll see October 1.697. They have slightly different data than what Sully Gnome does, but you can see that number represented there is below 2020, below 2023, below 2022, and below 2021. Now, one of the things that is unusual, especially unusual about this month, is the fact that it did not follow a historic trend that October tends to be a pretty good month. So if you take a look here at this chart, again, it's very, very clearly defined here. September 2021 went from 1.85 to 2.02 in October. 2022 went from 1.81 to 1.84. 2023 went from 1.69 to 1.82. But unfortunately, September 2024, 1.701 went down to 1.697. So that bucks a common trend that even historically before the pandemic hold true. Here's 2017 going from 528 mil to 585. Here's 2016 going from 385 to 453. Here is, that's a downtrend there. 2013 even, 155 to 159. So historically, October always ends up being a good month for Twitch. Now, overall, for the entire year, you can take a look at this kind of trend on that chart over there, and you can see it's very clearly down the entire month. That's rather the entire year, rather. That's rather disappointing considering 2013 was a relatively flat year. It felt like, hey, maybe we had finally found a bottom on the overall decline of the streaming space. Basically, after the pandemic, or during the pandemic, there was a massive bubble that was created. And since then, as you can see in 2022, kind of showed that very directly, it came back down to reality. But 2023 was flat. And so there was some excitement for me to be like, hey, maybe we found the bottom. 2024 seems to be proving otherwise and says that there's still more negative ahead. Now, how does Twitch stand among its peers in the live streaming space? Well, let's compare that to YouTube and to Kick here. And this is the entire year so far. You can see January started pretty strongly for Twitch. whereas Kick and YouTube were obviously much smaller overall. Over the course of the year, you have seen that YouTube has generally increased. I would have to assume that is directly related to the fact that people are now doing a lot more multi-streaming. You can also see that Kick here has grown quite a lot. In fact, its last month was its best month ever in terms of watch hours, hitting over 200 million watch hours. At the same time, you're seeing that trend that playing out here from January down into October for Twitch. It has dropped off significantly. And again, if we go back to what is to come, we can kind of make some calculated guesses based upon previous years. So if we take a look going back to this overall chart and we go into watch time, we can see that historically, November can either be, well, that month it's up, this month it was down, this month it was down, this month it was down. So it would be reasonable to expect that November will be a continued down month based on historical data. But again, trends can overall change. The last thing that I want to add to that is that there is a couple X factors here that may overall change that equation and actually create it where we do have up months, and that is Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat is currently undertaking his 30-day Mafia 2 Subathon that he is now kicked off, officially started 3 hours ago is the time of recording this, and it is going to be going for the entire month. And as you can see, has 200,000 people currently watching. If we go back and take a look at Kai Cenat in the past, the last time that he did a subathon, he was responsible for about 2.5% of the platform's overall viewership. And I believe that was back in February of 2023. And at the time, he was certainly not as big as he is now, or at least not as recognizable. But you can see here, 66,000 average viewers, 43 million hours watched when he did his previous subathon. So this time presumably could be bigger than that. Twitch is doing a lot to get behind it. They've got an emote, they've got a badge, they've got a drop, they're doing promotions, they're trying to get it out there as much as possible because obviously it has a significant impact. And so if he is able to add in a higher number here, again, he currently has 3 times as many viewership, currently has 3 times as many viewers as he did for his average for this subathon in February 2023. If this number is higher, that obviously would be to the benefit of Twitch. And again, 100 million extra hours watched would change the overall dynamic of this equation to go from 1.697 to 1.7 or 1.8 would absolutely put it above these two. So Kai Cenat alone may be the single thing that makes November stand out as a better month than the previous one. And with that, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them and continue to do these kind of videos every single first of the month just to get a general sense of what's happening in the streaming space. And I'll probably perfect it and come up with better charts and insight that from questions that you guys ask directly for future episodes of this particular analysis. And if you haven't already signed up for my newsletter, I send out a newsletter every single Monday covering everything happening in the streaming space and in the creator space. It keeps you up to date on all these things, and it is easy to read, and it is free. tos.gg/s to sign up for it, and you get that into your inbox every single Monday. And with that, make sure to click like, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the hype if we have the hype thing yet. I don't think that we do, but when it is available, hit the hype. And thanks so much for watching, and have yourselves a great day. Bye-bye.